there, Server from 17 once again, introducing you to my Ghost Recon Future Soldier Elite Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the mission Valiant Hammer, and as you can see we're embracing the autumn colour palette and progressing into this wooded estate and taking on some Russians, some Ruskies. So the start of this mission is pretty damn simple. You'll notice that there is a sign over there saying secure. This is a common theme in this level because almost every single engagement you're going to get yourself into on this mission is combat focused, and because of that very reason I think this is the worst level on the game. And don't get me wrong, it's by no means a bad level, and a lot of it is stuff you've been doing through the entire game. It's just when it's put and it's forced so frequently on you in the way that this mission does it, I think you can definitely see the holes in the gameplay. You can see how contrived it feels, and unfortunately by the end I was really bored with this level because all it felt like I was doing was pushing forward and killing everybody, and that is not how I enjoy to play these games. I do like the sniper section that's at the final section near the cemetery. That is a cool little moment, but I just think this is the weakest part of the game for me. So the way I approach this is the way I've approached a lot of things. I push forward, I scout the area, I see where everybody is, I get them all lined up, and we do as many synchronized shots as we can, because this feature here is game breaking. It's just like the one on Splinter Cell, the mark and execute mechanic. If you utilize it correctly, you can kill everybody before they even know you are there. It is unbelievable. But as soon as it says it's clear, that means you can rush forward with very little regard for your own life. You're not going to get picked off by anybody randomly. And we're literally going to be moving from area to area, just killing dudes, taking down encamped enemies, and doing the Ghost Recon thing. And if that's the part that you enjoyed about this game, then you're going to love this section. But like I say, for me, it makes it very difficult for me to talk any real strategy because there isn't. You literally can approach it any way you want. You can kill anybody from any distance. Depending on what weapon you're using will depend on your strategy. And you can literally sit back and snipe them from a mile away, or you can rush in there with submachine guns. It's all preference, this, and maybe that's a strength, but like I've mentioned before, to me it's kind of a weakness. So I'm going to talk about some other things, guys, because I've been doing a lot of things that don't involve YouTube, and I didn't have the time to talk about any of them because I wasn't doing YouTube. And for anybody that's new to my videos and is wondering why I wasn't doing YouTube, it's not because I don't enjoy it, because I do. It's literally because I had to do work. I had to focus on my schooling, because if I didn't I would have failed, and the jury's out on if I have failed, because it's more than possible. But during my marathon stints of university work and doing projects and just trying to catch up and everything, I was averaging about 5 movies in a sitting, like 5 films a day. And to some people, that might not sound like too excessive, but to a lot of you, you're probably thinking that is pretty excessive, and it is. But at the same time, it's background noise. It enables me to focus on my work, and at the same time, I've got something interesting, feeding my synapses, and it also gives me a lot of stuff to talk about because I have watched all kinds of different films. Because on my rental service, which is called Love Film, it's now trying to copy Netflix by allowing you to stream movies and TV series, but for some reason it's extremely limited, which makes no sense. So there's only about 200 films you can pick from, and between university work, I think I've seen all of them. I really do. And a lot of them are pretty bad. Some of them are like straight to DVD trash, Yui Bowl style fucking movies that I would not recommend anyone to watch. Like Blood Rain 2, I think it is the one I watched. That film is garbage. Absolute garbage. But was I entertained while I watched it? Yes, I kind of was, because it was that bad. But I'm not going to talk about that because it doesn't deserve the fucking words, because it's a pretty trashy film. What I am going to talk about, though, is a movie with Robin Williams that I had never seen, and I don't know about your guys, but when I was younger, I kind of thought I'd seen all the films with the actors that I enjoyed. And as you get older, and as you get access to things like the internet and databases, and you notice there's a ton of work that never even came near the TV or the video store and all that good stuff, so you really missed out on a ton of projects that your actors that you enjoyed did. And now that we're in such an environment that we can get these projects, you can go back and watch them. And this was one such film, and I don't know how I missed it because it was post Mrs. Doubtfire, and like when Mrs. Doubtfire came out, Robin Williams, you know, coked up as he was, kind of blew up, and he was in all sorts of things. He was in a lot of the different comedies, and this one is slightly later than that. This one's 97, and it's called Father's Day, and the basic premise of the film is Robin Williams and Billy Crystal both are told by an ex-girlfriend that they conceived a child with her, and this child is missing at this moment in time, and she's using this ploy to get these two guys to look for him because she's worried about her son. And I'm not really going to go too much into the plot because the plot itself is just the general contrived, like, you know, romantic comedy road trip style thing. But some of the stuff that happens in the movie, I just found it really refreshing and really funny, even though it is a pretty dated comedy and it does fall into a lot of the cliches and the tropes. But it always makes me think when I watch something like this that, what the hell is Billy Crystal doing, man? The guy is such a gifted actor, such a funny guy, and he doesn't seem to make that many movies. And it makes me think that maybe he's earned enough so that he's just relaxed, because if I had millions and bazillions, the last thing on my mind would be doing anything that I didn't want to do, because that's the whole point of earning that kind of cash, is to be able to say, yo, I've got the money to do what I want to fucking do. But he's so talented not to want to have, you know, more of his content out there, because he's really, really gifted at what he does, and it's such a good mechanic between both of them. There's a dynamic there that's really enjoyable to watch, and there's some really funny lines and just intelligent humour in films when I didn't really think that type of stuff existed because I was too young to understand the subtext. And I just really, really cool. And there's even a cameo by the man himself, Mel Gibson, before he went absolutely crazy and started bashing Jews and getting really, really drunk and driving and things. But awesome cameo by Mel Gibson, especially if you're a fan of the Führer there, because such a fucking good little cameo. But I went on a Robin Williams kick. I ended up watching a Harold Ramis movie, which the name is actually escaping me, but I'm sure somebody will either know it or IMDb it and drop some knowledge, where he plays a fireman that ends up getting like an injury salary because he's injured at work, and he ends up going to a Caribbean island and setting up a restaurant/club. And I like Harold Ramis, but this is 1986, and the humour of this film is kind of good at times, but for the most it's kind of lacking. It's got Rick Moranis in it, and it's also got I think it's Eugene Levy, I'm not too sure of his name, the guy who plays the dad in American Dad, what the fuck am I on about? In American Pie, sorry, who plays Jim's dad, that really awesome funny guy who's extremely hairy. And he's in this movie as well when he's young, and he's trying to score and everything, and it's your standard, you know, holiday, stoner, trying to get the birds, trying to get the babes type deal, mixed in with some, you know, some more complex themes and stuff. And it's kind of funny, it's got its moments, but it's definitely showing its age, and because I didn't see it when I was younger, I don't really have much of an affinity for it, so I watched it, I enjoyed it, I'm a fan of Harold Ramis, but nothing too, you know, life-changing, that one. Oh, by the way, on this section here, once you finish killing all these enemies, and you go into this house and you do all that good stuff, you're going to spawn an armoured vehicle. And the armoured vehicle has to be taken down, I assume, with these mounted guns. And it's a bit of a pain in the ass to do, because you can die so quickly from this vehicle on Elite. Sometimes you'll die before you even realise you've been hit. It's not cool at all, but I'm sure you'll be able to do it. I'll show you a good spot and you should be able to get through. But yeah, just so many different films, and from that I bounced into Good Will Hunting, which I've seen before, but anybody who hasn't seen that film, you owe it to yourself to watch that movie. My god, every single performance in that film is amazing. It's so good. The writing's good, the characters are good. It's like, I'm not even the biggest Ben Affleck fan, but the dude delivered with that film really, really good. So many levels to it that just touching, just smart, funny, just really, really good. You need to watch that film, and if you're from Boston or wherever it's set, it's probably going to have even more of a resonance with you because you know exactly what they're on about. But such a fantastic movie, really good. But this is the APC, so you want to try and shoot your gun as much as you can to hit him and try not to overheat, and fingers crossed you'll destroy him before he causes too much chaos. Don't really understand these kind of sections because this does you could not sell a game based on that perspective we were just in, because it looks too dull. But once you've cleared the area, as it's just informed us of, move forward, regroup, and we will continue this mission on in the next video. So as per usual, people, thank you for watching. I hope the guide is helping. I do apologise that it's been a while since I've uploaded this game. It has nothing to do with my inability to record it. I actually recorded every single part of this guide on Elite the day the game came out, but thanks to extenuating circumstances, you're only seeing it now. So yeah, my condolences there, folks, but thanks for watching. You take care now. Reinforcements are inbound from the west. They're going to try and